Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Another edition of the Courtside Commentary Podcast, which is the NBA podcast on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. We got Peter in the building, as per usual, already here in the cut. Big up to everyone who's joined over from the raid. Make sure you hit the like button. If you've just joined here, make sure you hit the like button. If you're watching this back after, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share this across all the socials as well. Share this across all socials, people. That's me, Flawless, at Sarcasm City TV on Twitter, Instagram, and just as important, subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV as well. Today, a lot going on in the NBA. A lot going on. As you can see from the title, will the Philadelphia 76ers ever figure this out? The talks of team meetings. Joel Embiid threatening to put hands on journalists. The whole nine. PG's injured. It's going on crazy. And the West is just being the West. I'm super entertained by it because there's a lot of talent over there. But Peter, what are you telling me? You good first and foremost?
Yeah, man, I'm good. To any of you who live in America, happy holiday weekend. Hopefully none of you niggas got to work or anything. So enjoy it and stay warm, stay blessed. But yeah,
absolutely.
To be honest, the Sixers are like,
yeah, start there. Start with the Sixers. Give us your thoughts. It seems there's a lot going on.
They're like the last few seasons of like Jersey Shore, where like it's like you can't look away, but you know it's not good, you know. But like their only hope is the rest of the conference is just so fucking terrible that like they're not out of it yet. Mm-hmm. But yeah, anytime any team has a players only meeting, things are not going great, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know, man. Like Embiid, obviously, I have no issue with him slapping the reporter who wants to bring up his dead brother, and like
no issue with it whatsoever.
That he wants to like he's not being a good role model or some shit because like speaking on how somebody's a role model to a specific person is really some crazy shit because you're just not in that situation. Like this has nothing to do with his ability to be a dad or like be a good person, right? Like if you're gonna talk about basketball, try and keep that shit basketball.
I agree with that.
That being said, one of his teammates wants to stand up in a meeting and challenge him for allegedly showing up late and just kind of not leading by the example you would hope to have set by your franchise player. That's an entirely different criticism, and we should handle that differently.
True.
You know, that is about as red flag as it gets. But
what I was going to ask you, what do you think about it being leaked to the media?
Look, man, to be honest, like especially with the NBA, there's a lot of guys in the building that don't make the money that the star players do.
Okay.
So, naturally, like we saw Draymond Green, we got video of him punching Jordan Poole.
We did get video of that.
We got video of that like this.
That is
now
crazy,
everybody in the building is making 7 figures a year. There's a small handful of people that are doing that. Players and maybe your top 2 coaches on the staff, and that's about it. Yeah. There's quite a few people there who I would just say would take the financial incentive to be a bit loose with like sharing information. Paul George, right? He has a podcast. He's had his platform for a while.
Yes,
I do want to say this. Paul George hopped on his podcast and was as non-specific while wanting to mention and essentially confirm that that issue happened. He basically confirmed that what was leaked was correct without actually confirming it.
I didn't even know he spoke about it on his pod. I missed that. I need to go check that.
He was basically saying because his co-host, because you know how these basketball players have these random co-hosts on these podcasts. He was asking,
don't shit on them. I'm trying to be one of them, man. I see that relaying. I'm like,
asking like, who was in the room when this meeting was going down? Because they're trying to get to basically who leaked this shit. Mm-hmm. And Paul George said, I don't know, but those that needed to be in the room were in the room.
Okay.
It doesn't really narrow shit down. So
it's just the players. It could be anyone on the roster.
It could be a player at the end of the bench. It could have been somebody on the other side of a thin wall who just heard shit happen. right? It could have been a secondhand account, like a player, like a facility member, and that person could have just run to whoever ended up writing the report and leaking all the information.
Wow.
Right? Like basically, like they're no closer to figuring out than we are. That being said, who leaked the information doesn't fucking matter. We've established that there is an issue that seems to go beyond what actually happens in between the lines, outside of the main issue affecting their ability to just play, which is health of their main players. Like that's a problem, yes.
Major problem. Yeah.
But if you've got a leadership issue to go with that, I don't necessarily see how any of this gets fixed anytime soon. I don't know. That's just kind of how I feel about it.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. Eddie, what are you saying first and foremost? You good, fam?
I'm good, man. Shout out to all y'all. Peter was good. Jez was good. You gonna take this L tonight, Jez? It is what it is. Live with it.
Hey, we're gonna see you later, man. Like,
We'll see.
We'll
Talk soon. Talk soon.
There will be a watch along for that on the channel as well, people.
All I'm saying is we have to finish that losing streak because we've been losing to the Lakers too much.
Watch along debut for the season.
We're here for it. We're here for
yeah,
it.
pull up, man.
Yeah, but you know what? This is it's actually beautiful to see what's going on with Philadelphia. Not gonna lie. Hey, because you know, again, it's finally what I always believed the problem to be. Your best player don't really care like that.
You think
he don't? Like, listen, people. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. Like, Embiid, do you, bro? You got to where you are. Like, you're MVP. But I just feel like we're in a league where there are genuine psychos about this game, right? Like, and will do everything possible to put themselves at the top of their craft. I've just never believed that Embiid is about that life because just he's naturally gifted, and it's just hard for me to watch him play the way that he does, and think that he's just cool with selling himself short like this. Like, for his physical advantages, I've never seen somebody really like not use them as much as he does.
He don't apply himself like that.
Like, he's a guaranteed 2 points with 2 feet in the paint. That's like,
damn.
It's nobody's fucking with him. Period. But I don't know what they were trying to do in Philly. And to be fair, Philadelphia holds a heavy hand in this too. Because anybody who chooses Tobias Harris over Jimmy Butler, I immediately question your decision-making process. I should have before that, because you were the kings of the tank. Nobody has ever tanked as much as Philadelphia. And they tanked to get a player like Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons and Markelle Fultz. It's just Joel's the one that stuck out the longest, had the most success, you can definitely say. But at the same time, it's like y'all knew he was doing this shit. Like, y'all knew he was the way he was. I remember I was watching a pregame show, and I seen Buddy getting his feet rubbed with like a double cheeseburger in his hand, bro. It was crazy. That's when I was like, yo, like, this is like 50 minutes, maybe they got it earlier. I don't know, but it was just like, that's what we own. So I just like, I don't think there's anywhere else for the blame to go, because Paul George has been injured, right? And you can injuries, of course, in Paul George. So what do you really do about that? You know what you signed up for. They knew what they were signing up for. Right? Don't get it twisted, people. They still paid that money knowing that he's injury prone.
The Clippers not giving Paul George the max, I defended the decision at the time. It looks even better now, even with Kawhi still being AWOL.
You know about this, though.
Don't hamstring yourself to bad contracts for aging players unless you absolutely have to, meaning you're so close to a championship that it's worth the risk.
That's the thing, though. That's the thing, though. They thought this is a championship kind of move, like Embiid, Maxey, Paul George, and then a couple of role players. I mean, shout out to McCain. He's doing his thing, but
that's a problem.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
You're not playing McCain and Maxey in the same backcourt in the NBA.
No, that's barbecue chicken, bro.
You're not doing that.
Why? They can't guard nobody.
They can
way
give
too
their
small.
they give effort, right? At the end of the day, the baseline of defense is effort. So they'll get out there and stand for it. But at the end of the day, you're like 6'1", 6'2".
Okay.
They're too small.
Too small. So what are you about to do? They got problems, and my team got problems, but they got some problems, bro.
Nah, they got like next level issues. And like, to be clear, we're not saying Joel Embiid doesn't care about basketball, like according to the standards of just applying to the general person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you make it that high up in a field, there's some level of passion to go with God-given ability and like work ethic that allows you to get to where you are. When we're saying these things, you have to judge them within the context of other people that lead contending franchises in the NBA.
Is it psychotic, like Eddie was saying?
Yeah, like that's ultimately what we expect the Sixers to be, right? Don't give me the Hornets. Don't give me the Pistons. Don't give me the Raptors. Don't give me the Jazz. Don't give me like Zion and the Pelicans as like any sort of counterpoint, right? Joel Embiid is an NBA MVP. I think there's only something like 60 people on the planet that can say that have ever walked the earth. You can't be 14th in your own conference 5 weeks into the season when you have Joel Embiid on your team. I don't care. It's just not good.
Like, bro, like
Nick Nurse, fix up, dog. Fix up.
It's crazy, but do you guys think then the show, if it's not, I don't think it's gonna work anyways. But do you think they need to blow it up then within the next 1 or 2 years?
But
Probably, yeah. I mean, honestly, what are you gonna get back?
I don't know what they're gonna get to that because I think they played the wrong way. But like, what is the plan? Because something needs to happen though. Like,
yeah, but like, are you trading Embiid by blowing it up after just signing him to that extension?
Exactly. They're writing this season off.
Are you trading?
They're gonna count next season
after just signing him.
That's why I feel like though. I mentioned like 1 to 2 years, but I don't know. I forgot to sign an extension, so that's complicated.
Can they even blow it up? Aren't they a second apron team? Don't they have to take back as much salary in a trade? And can't they only do one for one?
Probably. With the Maxey, Embiid, and Paul George, they're definitely at least a second eight.
Well, yeah, like so. Blowing it up for them, like to get 50 cents on the. I don't even. I
don't know what. Because see, I never believed anything that they did in the Sixers pros. Like this whole trust the process bullshit that they've been doing for years now. Like, and we still in the conversation where like, and I remember last podcast we had the conversation Cavs versus Sixers. What they say, man, the Cavs will beat them, and I was right at the time.
Hey man, we had Sixers. We had defenders on the panel.
Yeah. So they might not even make the playoffs. Let alone they don't even might see the Cavs. They might not even make the playoffs at this stage. Like, I've seen apparently they have like a 4.2 probability of making the playoffs now.
So do you reckon they should just tank then? Right, the season up.
Hold on. Do they even like own their draft pick? Does that even?
No.
Yeah, they own it. Like, we have
OKC.
No, but it's top 6 protected. So
they're gonna have to lose a whole bunch of games.
Yeah, this is the thing. Like it goes to us if it's out of the top 6.
Let me look at it. I'm on fanspo.com. Future draft picks. Yeah. No, Jesse's right.
Damn.
So
it's kind of like
screwed.
So this is the thing. Like, either you actually just tank the whole season and have such a bad record that you're just gonna be the probability that you enter the top 6, you're gonna be in there.
Can you see how much Maxey, Embiid, and George are gonna make this season?
I think it's like 140 million.
So $140 million in this calendar year to tank.
Yeah. That's no good business, man.
What are they gonna do? But to get these, like, brother, we not no. I know owners. I don't know owners like that, but I've seen how they work. And 140 million in the red? Hell no. Hell. Plus what I gave to them other dudes? Oh no. Oh no. So they got to fight for that playing spot. You must.
That's what it is. Fight out for that.
I mean,
you have no choice. You have no choice.
They can fight for what's the standing in the East right now? I know they are like going.
Aren't all the teams under 500?
Yeah, 4 games out of the play-in.
How many?
4 games out of the play-in. I checked.
Oh Lord.
Who's ahead of them?
Look.
Everybody apart from the Wizards.
Everybody apart the Wizards.
I would say
the 14.
They'll catch Charlotte.
Yeah, Raptors, Hornets, Pistons, Bulls.
Yeah,
Hawks,
they'll catch Charlotte and the Raptors.
Yeah, but even then, that would put them to 12 then.
12? That's it?
Yeah,
it puts them to 12. Yeah, because Pistons.
Can I share the screen now?
Because Pistons Bulls are 8 and 12.
Okay, Bulls are gonna trade everybody. They can catch them too.
You see it there on the screen, Eddie?
Nets.
Okay,
it's possible because of who's ahead.
They'll be in the play-in, right?
Yeah, they'll be in the play-in.
Because like the Bulls are for whatever reason trying to kind of win. The Hawks are trying to win. The Pacers are trying to win. The Nets are the only team I could see in there that like would actually drop out over time. That being said, they play hard, and they beat the Suns and the Warriors. So I don't know if they decide they want to ball all season. Who's to say the Nets can't win like 37 games and be 10th?
Yeah, I think it'll be a 9-10 situation. I think they're out the top 8.
Well, like, here's the thing, though, right? With the Sixers, we're talking about projecting them rising up the standings.
Yeah.
Obviously, that necessitates some basic level of fitness, right?
Yeah.
With their main players, we just don't get that. Like, Embiid's out. They play the Pistons and the Hornets on the road their next 2 games. Embiid's definitely out for Saturday. He might even be out for Tuesday. It's like nobody really knows.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like I find it very hard to predict exactly what's going to happen with their season because we just don't even know if people are going to be available or how long they're going to be available for when they even are available.
With my projecting, I was just like hopefully they'll play some games, and I'm just staying on talent alone and the agenda that the other teams will have. Like there might be 2 weeks where the likes of a Toronto puts a whole bunch of people on that bench with injuries that are questionable, right?
They're doing that now.
Yeah, you feel me? So I just feel like and they'll be still because I cannot see an ownership group telling these dudes to pack it in when we invested this much.
I hear it, right? And like that makes sense. Because the Sixers play the Pistons and the Hornets on the road the next 2 games. They come home for 2 home games against the Magic. Then they go to Chicago to play the Bulls.
Yeah.
If you come out of that like 1-4, some shit, and you're sitting there at like 4-18, like what the fuck do you do? Like what do you even do? Holy shit.
How did they salvage this?
Like, are you talking for this season or like long term?
There's no salvage.
Both.
It's cooked. I
would say long term, the only way that they could make this work at some point in the future as currently constructed is some super lucky bill of health for Paul George and Joel Embiid. Or they need a situation where they have one of them on the court and not 2 of them. Kind of like how the Suns do with like Durant being hurt or then like Booker and like Beal like missing time. You can't be missing everybody at the same time for extended periods because then you just can't win.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't have enough.
This is us praying that Maxey stays healthy out of all of them. Like that's if Maxey goes out again for another 2 weeks, you ain't got no choice. You like it's not that you're fighting; it's just you have nothing to offer.
Maxey had a hamstring issue.
Exactly. That's
Paul George had a hyperextended knee, right? And then let me look and see what he's out with now. I'm looking now. I don't even really know what it is. It a hip problem for Paul George now?
It was wasn't the hyperextended something, right?
I know it was a hyperextended knee initially. I
It's
don't
the
know
knee
about
that's what he got. Oh, I guess Paul George is iffy for tomorrow, so he might play. So who knows? Yeah, I mean, Paul George might be back. It just for them to fix it like longer term, they need just more availability. In the short term,
Mhm.
there's just nothing they can fucking do to sort of get on the court and actually like string together 6 or 7 in a row. Because we talked about Milwaukee being potentially cooked, right? But like credit to them, they went from 4-9 to 5 wins in a row, and that pulled them all the way from below the play-in to 5th place in the conference. Like we clown Milwaukee for being hilarious, and yes, it's also very funny. I get it, but they are actually seeming to start winning the games. Okay, the top 6 of the Eastern Conference looks kind of like what I thought it would have looked like. Short of the Sixers being there, funnily enough, but whatever. So,
I'm looking at is that with the Bucks winning, do you think that's more so? Have they changed anything, or is it more so the opposition they was facing?
I mean,
the
they were
last 5.
losing to bad teams before.
So,
Yeah.
so you reckon they've actually switched it around and something's changed?
I mean, you know what, man? Like they had a 1-point win against Houston because Houston couldn't throw a lob on the sidelines out of bounds for a layup. They did beat Chicago, the Pacers, and the Hornets at home. They did win in the NBA Cup without
Giannis,
but Dame came back. So
it's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both.
Yeah, like it's easier competition, but you could say that, but like look at so they play the Wizards at home, who've low-key lost like 13 in a row, which is impressive. Then they're at Detroit, at home versus Atlanta. They do a 3-game road trip at Boston, at Brooklyn, and at Cleveland. So like if they were to win 4 of their next 6, that would put them at like 9 of their last 12 or 10 of their last 14 kind of thing. And like I don't know, they seem like they're figuring something out and getting the train back on track. If they can get anything out of Chris Middleton in the second half of the season, like moving forward, they might actually have like a damn good team for the Eastern Conference, you know?
Okay, first. But yeah, the 76ers, you're saying they're cooked. There's nothing they can do this season outside of the. If everyone gets healthy, they got a shot though, just off talent alone.
Hell no.
If everybody can get healthy and stay healthy, of course.
Oh, okay. But for a chip, no, not for what they bought all that talent.
You got to look at it, right? Even if you do come out of the play-in tournament, you're probably playing the Cavs or the Celtics. So, like,
historically,
they had to survive the play-in last year. Got to go play. Who the fuck did they play? New York, right? And they lost in round 1.
Oh yeah, because injuries. Yeah, wait, there weren't no injuries. I was thinking of the Bucks. Never mind. Ignore me. Go on, carry on.
For the Sixers to have a chance in the playoffs, they need to get to the 6th seed at the bare minimum, probably 4 or 5. And you're talking about leapfrogging a lot of teams who are trying to win and are just as talented as you and more healthy.
Yeah.
I just don't see it happening.
They're cooked from a championship standpoint, but from just like a pride situation,
it's like finishing the top 10 at least.
Yeah, dude, be respectable about the shit. Because again, I'm gonna be real. Like that losing shit they was doing back in like 2014, 15, whatever. I ain't like that shit. Like, cause we that during that time the Lakers were fucking terrible. We didn't make a mockery out of being terrible. Like, at least we had some situations where, okay, you know what? We might have to finish this game with 4 players on the court. But they was on some other shit. And shout out to them because I had a homie who, God bless his soul, Drew Gordon, he got to play a game with him and shit. So he got to make his NBA dream come true like that. But it was ugly, bro. That shit was just ugly.
We're even winning 20 games.
Huh?
Those times the Sixers weren't even winning 20 games.
That's crazy.
Like
I think they're like
type shit.
Wasn't that 72? It's 10 and 72.
Bro, they had in 3 seasons. They had like 3 seasons between 2013 and the end of 2016 They won 50 games total in 3 seasons. In that same 3-season span, the Lakers had won like, I want to say 65. So just like they're like, were the Lakers bad? Yes, but the Lakers were just like bad. I don't know. Like Kobe retired, it just wasn't good. The Western Conference they were in was like also like much better than like the Eastern Conference that the Sixers were like existing in, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. Like you can't be going into December if you're the Philadelphia 76ers at like 3-15, dog. Like that's just
crazy work.
Bro, and the worst part is you know how Philly fans are as well. Like it's hard to please them in general. So I've seen meltdowns on my timeline. I've seen people say trade this guy and trade that guy and fuck this guy and fuck that guy. But in the same time, everybody knows my not hate, I would say, but just be a little bit petty towards Paul George. So I'm kind of happy that this is happening to them because fuck Paul George because he taught me after a playoff series that they didn't take a bad shot. Since then, I prayed that all these things are happening. Obviously, not the injuries. I don't bring injuries to nobody, but I'm happy that the situation is like it is a Philly, man. No offense to no Philly fans, but it is what it is, man. Like I like to see what's happening, man.
Hey man, Jess said I'm a hater first, fan second. That's crazy.
I respect
Bro, bro told me it's a bad shot, bro. When the guy was hooping all game, all series.
I read from the same scripture, so I can't be judgmental here. Can't be judgmental at all.
Damn. That's crazy. Hey, you lot, before we continue, run up the likes though. Continue to run up the likes. Hit the subscribe button if you are indeed new. Hit the notification bell as well. Sarcasm City TV. And as part of the title is, can anyone make sense of the West? And I'm looking here. So close in the West. Literally. I'm looking here. Because you got Thunder who are 14-4, all the way down to the T-Wolves who are like 8-10. Even the Suns who are at 9 at 10-8. Peter, we'll go to you. What's your biggest surprise in regards to the West? Like, who's
that guy in the chat preseason who was hyping the Rockets was actually correct.
Hey, then, give me credit. I was also saying, I was saying that the Rockets
put the Rockets off the island on some hating shit, and that was actually correct. I hope
I said the Rockets.
I was wrong. You know who you are. I apologize. I was not familiar with your game. That sticks out to me. What also sticks out to me, the Clippers are pretty much exactly what I thought they would be. Just like really try hard and scrappy. I'm glad Memphis like bounced back this year, seemingly. The Spurs are not that trash. I told you guys the Spurs are not that trash. Like once they just decided to start trying to at least win the games. You know, like it's really just the Suns.
What about the Pelicans?
First place, and then KD strained his calf, and now we're in 9th. So that's kind of how it goes, you know.
Probably the Pelicans is also a big story, or not a big story to you.
Hey man, Zion not being reportedly close to returning from his hamstring issue. Crazy. That's also not great. The Pelicans being 4-16 is kind of nasty, but also kind of funny. But yeah, well, it's so interesting because things are so volatile. Like Golden State was in first. I think they've lost like 3 games in a row or something.
And they blew like 2 20-point leads as well in the last 3 games.
We lost 6 out of 7. You know, like that should be happening. You know, like
I think Dallas are Dallas are unbeaten. I think they're unbeaten since Luka got injured.
The Mavericks were 7-7, and then Luka went down, and they started winning all these games. So
yeah,
who knows?
Talk soon.
Very, very small sample size, but I don't know.
When the cone is gone, now everybody can actually focus on their own assignments.
So this
is what they're saying.
The ball, it gets better. Who knows? Spurs will still end up bottom 5 in the West. I don't know if that's definitely true. Because
they can fight for the play because the Kings are bad, man.
Yeah, Sheik's done with the Kings. Yeah, Sheik's been crashing on the Kings.
Not bad. They're just like they're super mid, dude.
Yeah,
this is what I mean. Like, and even super mid, but I thought at least a play-in. I thought I don't know if they're making the play-in, to be honest. Or you think so?
I mean,
because I had them like between 9th and 10th.
If I was a gambling man, are the Kings making the play-in? I would say no. It's probably at least the Timberwolves jump in the top 10 somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I mean, it could happen. Like it's not like
okay. Then let me propose this question though. Okay, because since you just mentioned the Timberwolves, so what do you think the issue is with the Timberwolves? Because I'm seeing people say how the whole dynamic with Cat no gone totally affected them. But is this really just only Cat leaving that really is that much of a difference, or
it's a multitude? It's a couple of things.
Eddie, before you go, I did see an interview as well where Ant-Man was talking about how they just need to play harder. He was calling them soft. He was saying we need to work together. It's paraphrasing something along them lines. Go on, Eddie.
It's like, bro, I don't understand how they couldn't fulfill that type of identity. Like, I kind of can, because let's be real. Julius Randle is an emotional dude. Rudy Gobert is an emotional dude. They've had times throughout their career where they've let their emotions get the best of them. It is what it is. And so you got Ant there, he's really just there for vibes and to kill niggas. Like, it's that simple for Ant. That's the simple math with Ant. All this extra stuff that y'all going through, he could care less. Who he playing? Who's gonna get this smoke? That's what Ant's about.
Mm-hmm.
But if your two road dogs ain't built like that, and Julius, again, he's a competitor. But it's like he just gets so frustrated on that court. It's easy to see when it happens. And it kind of showed his head when Rui didn't get the ball in the paint. So he pouted, got him an offensive 3-second violation, just like that.
Hey, man, I don't blame him, though.
Me and you both. But it's like, dude.
If I'm sealing somebody
us three.
Oh, dog.
But you know what? Because I watched a video about that, though. I watched the video because how the Timberwolves had similar plays like that last season, but Cat was given Gobert the ball, even though he was still missing. So it's something that regularly came up, but this season, obviously, I don't know if there's obviously I wouldn't trust Gobert either. By the way, just to make it clear, because Gobert offensively,
you guys can't look a 7-footer in the eyes when he has somebody sealed under the hoop and not throw him the ball.
This is what I mean. Like, and they did that last season, and Cat was willing to pass the ball.
It's it's the basketball play to make. That it's simple.
Yeah.
So they fucked it, of course. But for me, it's like, fam, cuss his ass out, but just get out the paint. Don't lose yourself for just get out the paint and cuss his ass out. I'm with you 100,000. Like, I'm telling you, I'm with you. But it's just like losing yourself to that extent in a game is crazy to me. And I just think the roster construction is still a bit even like a problem, because the thing with Cat, at least Cat actually enjoyed catching and shooting that bitch, bro. Mind you, he misses or he makes it. For the balance of the court, that shit matters. Julius Randle is not no catch and shoot player.
So it's different profile. They're doing different things.
He's not a catch and shoot player. DiVincenzo's not shooting the ball like he was shooting the ball last year.
Mm-hmm.
So he lost perimeter shooting from the team that they had last year. And not only is Julius Randle not a catch and shoot player, he's a put the ball on the floor and dribble kind of guy, which doesn't work in every single team.
Okay.
Especially one like Ant. Like, Ant needs space. That's why, for me, I was always saying I want Ant to play on a faster team, because him in transition, it's over. It's over for everybody. But if you got Julius there, you got Gobert there, that shit, it's no speed
slow.
coming from that back line.
It's too pedestrian.
Yeah, but to be fair to them, right? Playoffs, game slows down a bit. Having two big guys actually helped Minnesota a lot when it came to Denver, because they put one big guy on Jokic, and then the other big guy could double. And when you're doubling with a guy like Rudy Gobert, who can disrupt the passing lanes of the Jokic, that helps your defense out. Because he can't make the easy passes to guys who are cutting, who are trying to zone up, because they might be two guys on one side on offense and one guy on defense. The defensive guy has to zone up the two of them. Jokic will make that right play if you give it to him, but Rudy disrupts that timing.
Well,
So when we discuss, do you want to give up Cat or Rudy? And then Peter talked about Rudy. It was like, yeah, that's the primary goal here, to beat Denver, because we see them as the people who are keeping us from going back to the championship. I mean, going to the championship, excuse me. So it's they got to figure some shit out. Maybe make a move. I think Mike Conley went to the bench, or he's not playing, but I saw Neil Alexander-Walker getting a lot of minutes. So that's a good sign for them because, yeah, they got to have an identity in it. It's not going to be shooting. It better be defense.
First, you see them making a trade. You reckon they make a move?
Probably not. Probably not. I don't think a lot of teams are going to be making that many moves because these teams are getting crazy in their asking prices.
But they traded Cat to get below the second apron.
Yeah.
Like they made a move to save money. So I don't see them going back like 4 months later and taking on like significant amounts of salary. That just doesn't make sense. If they were willing to do that, like why wouldn't they have just kept him, you know?
That's going to be a problem for these small market teams who don't have like an ownership group like y'all.
Yeah, no, it's definitely like paying a luxury tax bill is something that not everybody in the league is trying to do.
So they're going to have to be making some decisions. They really are. Like, if anything, the Bulls want to get rid of their players. So the Bulls are a team I could see trading assets. The Nets, like, it's really the bottom feeder teams, the Portlands.
Yeah.
Teams that are competing, unless it's a game-changing trade, they're not going to do it.
They're not going to make it.
Yeah. Like Cat, I saw this video, right, about how connected Cat's agent has been to, like, the Knicks with Brunson as well. Like, that whole shit was made years before. Like, that's been in the making for a long time, them getting Cat to New York. So that it hit everybody like a ton of bricks, but behind the scenes, everybody but Dante DiVincenzo knew what the play was from what I saw. So yeah, I think they just gotta lock in defensively.
Why you reckon that being lazy?
Yeah, because missing shots makes you lazy. It's unless you're like principled about the shit, which honestly, because they're NBA talent, it's hard for me to believe unless you have like 15 Pat Beverleys that they're all really dedicated to defense like that. Like you have to making shots gives your team energy. If you're just missing and playing defense, it's like if you sit back in football, and you don't play the game, sooner or later some link in that chain is gonna break.
Oh, it's like especially the guys who want to play as well.
A lot of times in the league, you'll see these big ass leads kind of evaporate or get created strictly because one team is making threes, the other team isn't making them. Like that's how the NBA is right now. So yeah, Minnesota, they'll get in because Ant is that good. But I'm gonna be real. My biggest takeaway of the West so far is I was honestly thought I was dancing on Golden State's graves, and for them to pull this shit off, it kind of has me upset.
But even then though, Eddie, like these last few games, I think two of the last few games they've been on some bullshit.
Oh yeah, I understand that, but that's a Warrior staple. Blowing a second half lead is a Warrior staple if you've watched them throughout the years, right? Like they're just because they're built by the three as well. They just happen to have Steph Curry, so they can get away with it a lot more times than other teams. But like so many games they should have lost where Steph goes for like 15 in the last 5 minutes of the quarter, and that's the ball game. Like you feel me? Like that.
Yeah.
And then I think their hot start was because Buddy Hield had a hot start.
Yeah, he did.
And then I think now that he's kind of regressed back to reality, they're a bit where they need to be. But at least they built that cushion for them to trick off these games and still be in the top like 5 of the Western Conference. So yeah, that's my biggest thing with them. I just shout out to I gotta give Kerr his credit. I actually have to give Steve Kerr some credit. I didn't think, but you know what? I actually want to give one of their assistant coaches, Jerry Stackhouse, more credit because they finally got somebody where if they have to fight Draymond Green, they know who to send in.
Oh, you
Yeah, Stackhouse is about that action. He ain't going for that shit. So Draymond ain't punching nobody. You feel me? Stack coming to the party as well. But no, they put together some cool shit down there.
Here's a big up to Jay in the chat, says for the West, waiting on the convo to blow up the Suns. I don't know what they were thinking. We'll go to you on this, Peter. What's your thoughts on your Suns? What's going on?
Why would you blow up the team? Where's the logic there? Like, what do you mean?
Jay,
I thought the Suns been actually quite decent the last few games. Unless I'm wrong.
Honestly, fuck them dudes, man. Fuck y'all. How y'all gonna blow us out and then lose to the fucking Nets of all people, bro?
Yeah,
how does that work?
Hold that L. Fuck you. Fuck.
Whatever, y'all. Fuck y'all.
You might. You have. I mean,
for real though. Like, okay, so Beal and KD are hurt at the same time. Okay, the Suns lose a bunch of games. That's like pretty normal, right? Like, is that not?
Yeah. If the best players are out, of course the team's not gonna struggle to win games.
I mean, the elephant in the room is the big Bosnian dude playing center, right? Like, I think that's like the biggest problem. But so the trade for Beal made no sense. They traded Chris Paul and a bunch of second-round picks. What would you have done with that salary slot? And what would you have done with those draft picks? That would have had the Suns in a better position now. Like, if we're gonna say they need to blow it up, or we're gonna say they fucked up, and we're not going to acknowledge the Ayton for Grayson Allen and Yusuf Nurkic trade as the main reason that this iteration of the team is being held back, then we're not having an honest conversation. Grayson Allen had a career year last year, finessed a big contract extension. Good for him. That's dope, right? But he's not really doing it now. And Yusuf Nurkic is not a playable NBA center against high-level bigs. I think AD's given him 30 points 3 times this year.
Jesus.
So I don't know, man. But again, if you want to reverse all the trades and you want to take Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges and 40-year-old Chris Paul back and all of the draft capital, I guess. But if we're just not going to start at the center trade and you're not going to focus on that, then it's just it's not a real conversation that we're having. I don't know how you guys watch the Suns the whole season, bearing in mind the injuries, obviously, and just everything that's happened, and decided that the KD and the Beal trades are the problem. Because it's not like they traded serious prospects for Bradley Beal. That's not what happened. When Beal's been out there, he's played fine. We're seeing fucking chase down blocks on LeBron. It's not a problem.
That was impressive.
He slipped.
The problem is the Bosnian dude. And I understand it's a team game. I shouldn't. Okay, but what different direction would you go in? Let's reverse all the trades. No problem. Reverse it all. So in 2022, when everybody was injured anyways in the season, right? Bearing in mind the situation in Brooklyn was going down how it went down. So you see a chance to grab one of the 20 greatest players to ever play basketball, and you're saying don't take it? If you don't take it, then what do the Suns do from there? It's not like the Suns were on some obvious trajectory to a championship. They lost in the second round, and we were 26-29 at one point through the next season. It's not like we weren't going anywhere. But I don't have a problem with the Beal move. I don't have a problem with the KD move. Considering Mikal Bridges cost the Knicks 4 first-round picks, I'm okay giving up 5 first-round picks for Kevin Durant. I'm okay with it, I promise you. You look at the rookies the Suns drafted this year, it's not like they're incapable of scouting and drafting talent. Like, that's not the problem. They can backfill talent on the roster with these second-round picks or late first-round picks. That's not an issue. But it's not like they had some crazy core with some mad trajectory. Look at what Chris Paul's done the last 2 years. That would have been on the team if Bradley Beal was not on the team. That would have been here. What would we have done? I don't know. I don't think the moves beyond the Ayton trade are bad moves. I really don't think so. But whatever. If you guys feel that way, that's fine.
No, I mean it's good. That's the thing with, to your credit, having the record that you have with that collection. It's a credit to, again, Dirty Frank and the boys. You get them up out of town, you see what your basketball team actually looks like. Now, you guys made the correct decision. We went to Darvin Ham. You went to Mike Budenholzer. I respect it. But it's real simple. That center gots to go. But unfortunately, what can you get in return for that center? Like, at this point,
that's the beginning and end of the conversation to me.
Yeah.
Right? I have no problem with them deciding to trade Ayton when they did, right? But to settle for Yusuf Nurkic when Miles Turner was a trade idea like 6 months previous is bad business. I cannot and I will never defend that decision. Right? Like, Nurkic was never at any point shown any ability to defend on the perimeter in the way that he would need to, like on this Suns team. And you can say what you want about Ayton. You can say whatever you want. But the Suns don't make the finals in 2021 without him playing how he played.
Well, he played well, I remember.
Yeah, so, like, it is what it is, right? Like, I get the Stars got tired of him and wanted him out of the building. Bringing back Nurkic in the trade is a fucking problem, guys. That just is a huge problem. I don't know how else to say that. That was, like, never an idea that was floated when they talked about trading Ayton, because they let him go to restricted free agency and he only got his extension because the Pacers put in an offer sheet. The Pacers clearly wanted bro. You could have traded him for Miles Turner in, like, a sign-in trade. You could have done something. They should have started there, right? But now, like, with the Suns, you don't have a ton of assets. You're probably going to have to attach, like, a first-round pick from, like, 2030 to get rid of Nurkic, or hope that, like, Grayson Allen is playing well enough that you can put a first-round pick next to him and maybe get somebody back, funnily enough, like Robert Williams on the fucking Trailblazers. Do something like that to maybe get a big that can move his feet and play 28 minutes. Because I think Plumlee as a backup big is fine. I like Iguodala, the rookie. I have no issue with Bud playing 2 bigs at times in games. It's whatever, right? Like, do what you have to do. It's the regular season. Figure it out. But Nurkic is just like a black hole of hopelessness, dude.
Yeah, Nurkic. Even my limited knowledge, I can see Nurkic in it.
Oh, like, I remember the Thunder game not too long ago, and we just played not too long ago, and bro, no center. J-Dub was all playing him as a center. It was bad. I think he had less rebounds than him.
That was during the stretch of 3 games where he went 1 for 18 from the field.
Yes.
Yeah,
he was so bad, like, bro. This was like, bro. It's like putting fucking Ahmad on. It's like putting Ahmad on Konate or some bullshit. But Konate can't dominate the aerial duel against him.
Yeah,
like is the guy was so bad. I remember watching that game. It's like, you're just a body out there at this point.
Yeah, so, like,
if I was them, honestly, if that Robert Williams trade makes a whole lot of sense, I would probably do what we did in 2020 with our bigs, and like 15, 15, 15, and fuck it. At this point, you might as well put KD at the 5 to close out games.
They were doing it at the beginning of the season, but that's how bad Nurkic was playing. I don't mind small ball and playing KD. But if you're going to do that, we need more actual wings than Ryan Dunn, Royce O'Neal, and Kevin.
Yeah.
If you're going
maybe you turn
bring me back, you need to bring me back another wing in a trade for Grayson Allen, so we can get another playable wing at that spot. Obviously, we're probably going to rely on fucking Mason Plumlee more than anybody should, but that's just the situation we're in, right?
Yeah.
You either need to get something out of Nurkic in a draft pick or Grayson Allen in a draft pick, whether it's a big like Rob Will, whether it's another wing that we can play that'll play rotation minutes for the playoffs to open up the idea of playing small ball. Because we just don't have enough wing players to do that.
That's simple. They honestly, like, watching them. The thing is, like, when you got three players who nobody can guard, no matter what you do, because a turnaround jump shot is just as effective as a layup, damn near. The game is a whole lot easier. Just get them in a position to cook, and then give them the space, and don't let the defense load up. And they actually have an offense where everybody's moving, and they're a tough guard. And it'll be interesting to see what they do, because I think they're one. I can be honest, they're one piece. Like they're one trade away. They're one trade away for sure.
Like, I feel better about the team this year than I did last year. But, like, again, any team where you remove two of their three best players for any extended period of time, like, you're going to struggle. That's just kind of what happens. But, yeah, like, that's the risk with guys like Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant. You know what you sign up for. But remember, in 2022, everybody was injured except Mikal, because for whatever reason, he never gets injured. And we were struggling as well. It's not like we went from the penthouse to the fucking outhouse. You know, like, it is what it is. Just this way, I feel like there's an actual ceiling potentially with the team. Does it require a bunch of good fortune in terms of health? Yeah. But, like, you kind of need that to win a championship for any team in the NBA.
Yeah, that's true. That's one thing I've noticed. Teams who win the championship are fortunate with injuries.
The reason the Celtics are always there is because their wings never get hurt.
True say, that man always.
They're always playing. These guys play 80 games a season. JB and Jason Tatum. They play 36 minutes a night, 80 times a season. If you told me Kevin Durant was able to do that, I think we'd win 50, 55 games, dude. I honestly do.
Right.
I'm not mad at it. Yeah, like,
there's certain dudes in the league that, like, they're the best player on the court 4 out of 5 nights. And, like, when you have one of them, like, you're almost guaranteed, like, 40 wins.
And we saw it in the first, like, 3 weeks of the year. Kevin Durant, or 2 weeks of the season, like, Kevin Durant was playing amazing.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like he was playing bad. He came back, right? Came back against the Lakers. He only took 11 shots or whatever, but he scored 24 points. Like, there's not that many people in the NBA that can do that. I think he might have taken like 13 shots, but even still, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
You tell me anybody gets 13 shots and they're getting 24 points, you're having a pretty good time. You'd sign up for that.
Without doubt. You would. But we'll see. So what are you expecting? Like, are you looking at, obviously, health dependent, but what, deep playoff run for the Suns?
It's like in the West, dude, it's so matchup dependent, right? But, like, if we don't have health, we're in the play-in. And then at that point, we're probably cooked. So they need to just get out of the play-in. But for that, we need consistent health and win some games and kind of, like, see where it goes, right? If you look at the standings, the Thunder are a good team. I think full health, they could beat us, obviously. The Rockets are playing really well. I like our chances in a playoff series, I'm not going to lie. Warriors, who the fuck knows? Memphis, I feel decently confident. I don't think there's a single shot in hell we could end up playing the Lakers. Like, I don't think one of us will be up that high. So, like, I just don't think that fucking happens. Same thing with the Clippers. Like, I do
What
think...
would you say hypothetical matchup against the two LA sides?
Oh, I'll be honest. I would beat both of them. But that's just the Lakers guards are 6'3", And I don't know if Kawhi Leonard will play basketball.
Yeah. You don't seem like he's going to.
If the Lakers had big guards, they'd be like one of the best teams in the league. But like knowing that it's fucking D'Lo and Reeves out there, which is cool, but it's like, I don't know, man. These guys are 6'3" and don't really be guarding nobody. But yeah, the Clippers, they need a star player besides James Harden. They're just obvious, right? Their defense is nice. I'm watching their game against the Wolves right now. Like, they're giving the Wolves on the road everything they could handle, minus their star player. And the Wolves, for the most part, are pretty healthy. Right. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It really just depends.
Nuggets and the Mavs?
I think we beat Dallas. I think Denver would get terrible because right now it's Yusuf Nurkic guarding Jokic.
So that's a terrible match.
That would be really bad. That would be real bad. Don't like that. Vibes would not be very high, folks.
No, that's fair. That's fair enough. Eddie, what you telling me, man, about your Lakers? Like what you seeing? Don't like what you seeing?
Oh, you can see by my my title, Fire Rob.
Fire Rob. Yeah. Wait, who's Rob?
Rob Pelinka is the general manager of Los Angeles.
The mafia manager of the team.
Yeah, man.
Okay, why you rub out? What's going on that you'll rub out?
Because we have a team that's playing over their heads, pretty much. I can say that. Like, when your only course to victory is to outscore the other team, that's a problem.
It's not typically a great place to be in.
It's like, shout out to the Rook, Dr. Connell. We pretty much doing what I expected him to do.
He's been balling.
Catch and shoot. Defense is dumb enough to leave him open a couple of times to make him pay. AD doing what I always thought AD could do. Bron has it in first gear, so I'm really not trying to trip over what Bron's doing out there because he's just coasting. Like, the amount of times I'll see him throw a turnover and not run back on defense, and I have to remind myself he's 40 years old. I'm just like, okay, we'll charge it to the game. D'Lo to the bench had to happen, but I still need him gone. And I say all that to say, like, again, our roster is back to somewhat not even looking like an actual NBA team.
Everyone's small.
The guards, we have the most unathletic backcourt in the league. when he decided to start D'Lo and Austin Reeves, cooked.
Damn.
We had to put Cam Reddish in, and this is something for all my people out there. Like, confidence is everything in sports. And when I see what Cam Reddish used to be as a high schooler to what he is now, it is crazy. You have people in Ant Edwards in high school talking about how much they feared this man Cam, bro. Like, Cam was like the one that they were all chasing, and now you look at it, he's getting damn minutes. Like, he's getting those kinds of minutes.
Oh, you get microwave minutes.
Yeah, man, it's ugly. So we play the Thunder. They're one of the only teams that we match up well against because they do not have anybody to deal with Anthony Davis and LeBron James. Nobody on their team is strong enough to deal with them physically. So it's on us to protect the ball, make shots, rebound, hit our free throws, and we'll get another win. But
I'm going to interject real quick. The Pistons are low-key whooping the Pacers' ass.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
What?
You know what it is, man. It's like, once you just show young dudes how to play, they'll get it together.
The Pistons and the Nets being fake decent is actually so fun.
It's the right thing. It's what's right. That's one of these situations where what's right with basketball exists. Like, young dudes not giving a fuck who's in front of them, going out there and competing. Like, I respect it. Ben Simmons, though, brother, you gotta have. Man, listen. I seen this dude against Philly do some outrageous shit. So I hope maybe he's in a funk. I just hope something within his mind changes so he understands that he's actually pretty good. You don't have to settle for what he's putting out there, but it
At
might
least
be.
on the court.
He's on the court. Yeah, that baby steps. Baby steps.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Lakers gonna be the Lakers, fam. Like, we got LeBron and AD. As long as LeBron is there, we'll be a top fringe playoff play-in team. Like, we got it. Are we ahead of Memphis, or is Memphis ahead of us?
No, Memphis is ahead of you. They're ahead of both of us. 13-7. You guys are 11-7.
Yeah.
So we're probably like 6.
No,
Yeah,
I
you're
think fifth.
Fifth.
Grizzlies are 4th.
That'd be a dope playoff series. Though I'm not trying to deal with Ja Morant having a vendetta against us and them having to prove a point. Yeah. I hope we can just keep this level of winning games. But I wouldn't be shocked if the bottom goes out. Like, I really wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah, man, it happens. It's the Lakers for me, like the bench scoring really not being consistent night to night is a huge problem. It's just whenever you don't get points in your bench minutes, because you're just going to have to play bench players over the course of the season. You give up big runs in games, or you just create holes that players can't like dig themselves out of. It's like a vicious cycle kind of thing. And I'm not saying they need to be getting like 50 points a game off the bench, but like 30 would be nice, like stay out of like the bottom 5. I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if we're bottom 5, right?
You were bottom 5 when I checked for the last show. I can't. Let me look.
Bottom 5 for what was this?
Bench points.
Bench points.
Okay.
Team. NBA.
See, Flawless, anybody can get starting level NBA talent if you have money. But it takes like an actual basketball mind to build a roster that can come off.
Okay, so the Lakers are in the bottom 5 because StatMuse doesn't show you the whole thing unless you pay for it, but I don't see them.
Okay.
Granted, like, you'd be like, Peter, how can you say that? The Suns only average 33 bench points. Yeah, but that's 20th. I can take the 20th best scoring bench if I have KD, Book, and Beal. That's okay.
Yeah, true.
I got D'Lo running the bench, man.
Hey, man, that'll increase the bench scoring, but funnily enough, because when it was him and Reeves off the bench, it was like Max Christie and like Connect and those guys.
And Connect gets busy.
He does, but like that's a rookie player. If you're relying on your rookie to be your 6th man as a scorer, it's like
it's rough. It's
like, how good can you be?
Kind of peak. It really is. And yeah, people, we will be doing that Lakers Thunder game tonight. So it's like, wow, Jesus, 45 minutes from now. Well, around 45 minutes from now anyway, over on the Sarcasm City TV playback. It's Emirates Cup game, so we will be there for that. So make sure you download the Playback app or from your app store, or go to www.playback.tv/Sarcasm City TV, people. And the same way you watch and comment on YouTube, it's the exact same on Playback, people. Create an account for free, sign up, follow the Sarcasm City TV Playback, get a VIP pass where we have all types of discussion over there, not just basketball, people. Conversation always is like Sarcasm City TV After Dark over there. So yeah, pull up. But anything else you might want to add before we do indeed close out?
Let's see. Things to look forward to the next couple weeks. What do I think we should look out for?
Lee Gunner just rated as well. We'll go on, carry on.
Shout out to whoever rated. That's dope.
Shout out to Gunner. Yeah, Lee Gunner. Shout out to Gunner for the raid, man. Big up.
Yes, sir. Shout out Gunner, original OG.
Things to look forward to in the NBA. Will the Wizards win a game? Because they are on an L13.
Will they win a game over the season? Yeah, they'll win a game.
Until the next show.
Oh, who they playing?
At Milwaukee, at Cleveland, home versus Dallas, Denver, Memphis, and Charlotte. At Milwaukee, at Oklahoma City, home versus Charlotte, and then we have a show.
That's why LG ain't pull up?
Maybe, man. I don't know. They won the 2 games against the Hawks.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the Hornets at home or something? Maybe.
Yeah. I'll say they win one of the Hornets games.
Yeah, maybe the
They have
Hornets.
2 home games against the Hornets. I don't know, man.
Who else they got? All them other teams sounded good. I heard the Nuggets and the Mavs and
Yeah,
everything.
it's not looking great for them.
All them other teams you just mentioned actually
Them
have
being
some.
the only team worse in the NBA than the Sixers is mad funny.
That's what it sounded like.
I would say, yeah, the Wizards are going to win. That's something to look out for.
That sounded hella tough. So you say, yeah, look at it. Mavs, the Nuggets, Grizzlies, Hornets, Bucks, Thunder, Hornets. Yeah.
I do also want to look out for what the Mavericks do the next 2 weeks because it sounds like Luka's close to returning from his wrist problem.
Okay.
I want to see if they're able to continue this good momentum they established in his absence.
Let's see. I'm having a look now at them up. So the Jazz, the Trailblazers, the Grizzlies, the Wizards, the Raptors, and then they have the Clippers again on the 20th of December. Well, Clippers back-to-back 20th of December and the 22nd of December.
Yeah, so I do want to see what they do moving forward because at one point they were 5-7. Hey, somebody said you look like Gabe Vincent. Low-key, Gabe Vincent's a little bit taller than Flawless, probably.
Yeah, exactly. He probably is. How tall is he? He's not like 6'2" or something.
I don't know, but yeah, I mean, Flawless is like 5'6", so you definitely notice.
Yeah, 6'6", and I got a whole family in Canada, yeah?
Yeah, man, you got a secret family. You got like 14 kids, man. Big up.
14 kids, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, it happens. But shout out to all you guys in the chat. We will be back on Friday, December 13th. It's going to be Saturday, December 14th at 12:30 a.m. UK time.
Mm-hmm.
We will be back then to talk about hoops. In the meantime, you probably catch us over on the playback a couple times a week. There is apparently going to be a Thunder Lakers watch along because Flawless enjoys watching the Lakers for whatever reason.
I enjoy watching the Lakers and the Thunder. Oh, you don't enjoy watching the Lakers? You got AD. You know what I'm saying? You've got LeBron.
I watched the Lakers 3 times, man. I've had enough of the Lakers for a minute.
AR-50. Yo, you just the hater. They got good players to watch. Connect 4, AR-50.
I thought this
AD.
This type of tactic was only a football affair, but I seen the black tie is versatile. Huh? I like watching the Lakers. What's there not to like about watching the Lakers? I'm a Lakers fan, and I even say some shit like that. People.
Yeah, Eddie. You know what that is? Because obviously I don't have the basketball knowledge that you or Peter have. Obviously, you man have been watching. When you've been watching, what year did you start watching NBA? What year did you start
seriously, like 2004.
So 2000. So you've been watching for 2 decades. Eddie, how long you been watching NBA for?
Yeah, around that time.
You might have 2 decades. Like you might have like 16, 17 years on me. So the things that you might clock that will annoy you, I ain't gonna notice watching. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a hardcore, but I'm not a casual. I'm somewhere. You lot are gonna see stuff that I don't see. Like there's times when we're watching NBA and before the guy's even shot, he set his feet and caught the ball. Eddie's gone, yeah, that's a free. Like, how the hell did you know that? Soon, but he might not even shot the ball yet. Might have just set and caught the ball. And before he shoots, he's like, yeah. So that's why, you know what I'm saying? I'm just there for players like the Suns. The Suns might not be doing well, but you got KD and Beal, etc., etc.
Hey, man, we got hoops on our team. You just got to
exactly. You telling me Connect 4 ain't hoops?
I guess.
Relax.
Is he not
relax?
Is he not
hoops is a different level. Relax.
Hey, but we got a super chat, so shout out to this guy.
Oh, yeah. Big up to NSG, who says, brothers, I became a Rockets fan when Dwight Howard joined, and it resembles a lot like my Tottenham.
Knowing what we know now about Dwight Howard, that's kind of outrageous. But
yeah. Is he cursed? He said he's cursed. Is he cursed?
No. Your organization has one in the past. It is Team YN though. So,
yeah, the team's got a lot of child support payments, man.
So man. Let me tell you something. Those talented dancers in Houston, Pampers are paid for. Those Pampers are paid for.
Absolutely.
Tuition checks have been mailed out. Let me tell you something. The economy has been stimulated amongst other things, man. It's going down in Houston, boy. So yeah, shout out to them. They're good watch.
Yeah, I don't know what that currency is, but big up, man. That's awesome. Thank you for the support.
I'm gonna say Denmark. I'm gonna go with Denmark.
Are the Chicago Bulls the Manchester United of the NBA? No.
No.
Because
That's
the
hilarious.
Bulls
That's
were like
hilarious
amazing
profile
for
picture. Man got the
8 years.
Mbappe thing. That is funny, yo.
Bulls were amazing for 8 years and then completely irrelevant after that. United were at least amazing for like a quarter century.
Yeah, we've been amazing for a long periods. We got two
No,
long
but
ass
like
periods.
I'm talking like okay, well, true, but like they were like the team to beat for like a quarter century.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Maybe like a Newcastle.
This
Because Newcastle don't have the success that Chicago Bulls have had.
I would say the Bulls are like Everton.
That's accurate.
I think I think the Bulls
because Everton got like 9 league titles. Wow.
Yeah, the Bulls are like
Mhm.
80s Everton.
Wow.
Yeah.
Low key.
The Lakers are legitimately Manchester United.
Yeah, facts.
Hey,
That's pretty much the only.
Hey man, the Lakers got that ring in 2020, but like outside of that, kind of yeah.
That's what I'm saying. We got the one. Like we have one. We have a chip in every decade, but the 90s.
Pelinka gets to make war criminal decisions.
It's crazy, bruh. That's the only thing. That's why I'm saying. If we get an actual competent GM with the war chest, come on. But like, bruh, he built that one team, and it was kind of him and Magic built that team. Mm-hmm. And after that 2020 team, when he let Caruso go, when everybody knows we should have been starting Caruso to begin with, it's been downhill ever since.
We've been chasing the white boy in the wing ever since.
Dog, it's crazy. You know what? I saw it's pause worthy. It's pause worthy. But they was calling Connect and Reeves the Snow Bunny brothers.
That's crazy, yo. That's
crazy. Because like
I don't know. Crew we'll get in the drafts, but that's a crazy one for sure.
Yeah, they need to come up with
like, can you call white people like Snow? Can you use Snow Bunny at all?
You can
I'll
use,
talk
but
to
normally
Dr. Umar. I'll talk to Dr.
Snow
Umar.
Bunny. Snow Bunny's directed at females, so yeah, I'd call it a male.
That's why I said it was pause worthy.
But calling a male a Snow Bunny is crazy
that
to me.
agenda. It was kind
of calling a female a Snow Bunny makes sense. Calling a male a Snow Bunny is a bit. Yeah, I don't get that.
Hey man,
questionable tactics. Questionable tactics.
Extremely questionable. Extremely questionable. A man said Everton had a Michael Jordan. All right, then you know what? The Bulls might be Chelsea. There you go.
No, because still, like it's a longer period of sustained random success than the Bulls.
Everton never had a Michael Jordan, but they did have a Sean Dyche. So you know,
hey man,
respect
Sean Dyche. One of the last managers in the Premier League. Respect us, mate.
Hey, my man got Burnley into Europe.
Yep.
This is ridiculous. Shout out Sean Dyche.
Sean Dyche.
NSG, big up for the super chat, though. You lot, final few questions for those that joined over from the raid. Is the NBA podcast. So get any NBA questions in and run up the likes because there's over 120 of you lot in the building. Only at 35 likes. Let's get up to 50 likes before we redirect to somebody else, people, before we end the live stream. But we're here 12:30.
Golden State are definitely Man City. Golden State, Man City.
That recent success in the way they did it.
Yeah. Recent success that's bought and paid for. They only had success when they had billionaires come to their group. My brother knows that. He don't make no qualms about it either. See, that's why he'll never come. He don't come on this shit. My brother's one of the funniest Warrior fans of when he talks about this shit because he just leans into all the shit that they say they do that's a problem.
Yeah.
Like I've heard him say to another person about the whole KD trade, why the fuck are you crying about it? We got chips on this side. Like it's one of them situations. It's just they were legit. We were allowed to smoke blunts in Oracle Arena, people.
That's crazy.
Security did not care.
That is mad.
They had blunts and ribs at an NBA basketball game. This was what they were before they got that ownership group. Just like Man City. Man City wasn't shit before that stimulus check came through from the Middle East. So I respect it because if you're not balling, what you playing for?
That's true.
So I'm not mad at it at all. I can't be. I'm a Manchester United fan and a Lakers fan. Who am I to start talking about penny pinching?
True.
So yeah, there's a bunch of the Liverpools, the Celtics. the same. There are a lot of equals on both sides of the shit.
A lot of similarities like that. I've heard people make that preference before, to be honest.
Yeah,
I've heard that before.
it's crazy. And the cool part is FSG is a Boston-based business.
Well, seeing, yeah, it makes even more sense now you say
Yeah,
that. Makes even more sense. I said who are the Knicks?
Arsenal.
I've
No,
heard
but
I
that
I
don't
can
know,
even
guys.
say
Like,
Arsenal because
I
Arsenal
want to
got a
compare the
chance.
NBA to do like one-to-one comparisons of Premier League teams. The nature of the sport is different. Like players are just more. I would say like rosters and everything is more volatile. Player movement is like more accepted.
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed
Like,
that.
teams can sprout up in the NBA relatively out of nowhere pretty quickly.
Hmm.
Like we saw the Raptors win a title 6 years ago now, 6 seasons ago. And like, where are they now? And the only person like that in the Prem you could think of is like Leicester.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just trying to force comparisons, I just think it's tough to do.
First,
It's really like not really analogous.
I think you can just do as close as possible, obviously, because of different variables, but you can just do as close as possible.
Like you have a lawyer, you're the clubs have a level of like territorial loyalty that no American sports team will ever reach a level of having.
No, 100%. It's just the founding of the team is different. Football is more community based. NBA is purely like a corporate thing. They just fucking pick up teams and move them pretty much whenever the fuck they feel like. You can just add.
That's my. They just do that. That is crazy.
In football, that shit's like not really accepted. I don't know.
No, people are right. That shit happened.
That's what I'm saying, man. Shout out to what if Manchester, the United team, played in anywhere but Manchester, but it was like
they tried to just like
close.
pick up and say, all right, we just going to Bolton. People were right.
because they have a space for this new arena that we're gonna build. So we're gonna be playing over there. Yeah, that's how it goes down over here.
Yeah.
Bro, my childhood team, my childhood football team, bro. Grow up black, silver, all that. One day you wake up and it's like, yeah, we're going to Vegas.
Hey Eddie, did you see that Raiders L today?
Couldn't have happened to a better bunch. But then imagine I saw this is the coldest. I'll never forget this shit too. The day they moved, they had to put big ass barrels, trash barrels, not just trash cans, like legit trash barrels, because everybody was throwing their Raider gear outside the facility.
Good.
How's it?
Right. It gets tricky, man. American sports is real business based. So I get what Peter's saying when you try to compare the two, because it's the genesis is all fucked. You can't really put too much comparison into them.
Nah, first. But yo, people, if you enjoyed the show, be here, man. Fortnightly, Fridays, 12:30 a.m. UK time. Myself, P or Eddie, the rest of the gang will be here talking all things NBA and answering all of your questions as well. But continue, run up the likes, man. These likes are not liking. There's still over 100 of you lot in the building, and we still not even hit 50 likes. So hit that like button on the way out. I'm refreshing to see you to redirect to. But to any NBA fans in the building, get over to the playback. We'll be live in like 40 minutes, people. What's the game? LA Lakers, Oklahoma City Thunder, people. The Lakers are playing the Thunder, so we'll be live over there on the playback. If you have an NBA pass, you can use that to sync up. Otherwise, I'm giving out VIP passes so you can watch the game on the stream, people. And it's all absolutely free. So get over to the playback. Download the playback app from your app store or www.playback.tv/sarcasmcitytv. And CP still trying to hate on D-Lo, but we move. Big up CP though, every single time. He's been trying to trade Dino for a minute. But yeah, anything you might want to add before we close out? Anything you might want to add before we close out?
Like and subscribe, guys. If you like the content, subscribe. If you are on playback and you enjoy the content, tap in over there because the action happens across platforms. And it's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. But we will be back soon to talk more hoops.
Eddie, anything you want to add?
Nah, shout out to both of y'all. Always holding it down when it comes to this shit. Pull back up. for on the playback on the YouTube. Subscribe to the thing. Hit the like, share all that good stuff. Get my dog where he deserves. That's them secret meetings with YouTube and shit like that. You feel me? So get my dog those meetings ASAP, man.
Big up, man. Appreciate it. So yeah, shouts to everyone that tapped in. Like I say, tomorrow, whole heap of content going on the playback Barcelona. There's no early kickoff because they did Brighton, Southampton, so there's no early kickoff in the Premier League. So the early kickoff we'll be doing is Barcelona, Las Palmas, so the Barcelona game, then 3 p.m. kickoff, Nottingham Forest, Ipswich. Then the 5:30 p.m. kickoff. All these UK time is West Ham, Arsenal. And we'll be back here 11 p.m. for the Premier League podcast Yardman edition. So you know that's going to be a good show. And then there's more NBA tomorrow as well, people. More NBA tomorrow because the Golden State Warriors are facing the Phoenix Suns as well. Is KD back? Or is he questionable? No, is he back? All right, cool. So we'll be there.
He was fully healthy for now.
Love that. And you know what? Alam's live, so that's who we're going to redirect to, people. We'll send you lot over there. I thought Omar was live, so if not, I think Alam is the only person that's live. So more NBA talk, people. So head over there, put Sarcasm City Raid in the chat, people. But this has been the Courtside Commentary Podcast, the NBA podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in.